If you have ever felt making chapati is too complicated, please relax, because today I'm bringing this easy chapati recipe into your life. Simple, straightforward, no stress, and perfect for beginners. Welcome back to Oh My Yum's Kitchen, and let's get started. Chapatis don't have to be complicated, so you only need few ingredients: flour, oil, sugar, and salt. For this recipe, I'm combining two types of flour. I'm making use of all wheat flour and all-purpose flour. I find out that combining both flour gives me a softer texture of chapati. So what I'm saying is, if you don't have the all wheat flour, you can go ahead to use just your all-purpose flour. So to that, I added 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. You're going to add your vegetable oil into the flour and mix it together like this. You would go in with your finger and just crumble it in, because it tends to clump to the flour. This is going to further enhance the softness of your chapati. You may even skip this step and add your oil directly into the hot water that you're going to be using to mix. That is also fine. So in this jug, I have 1 cup of hot water. I added 3/4 teaspoon of salt into that and 1 teaspoon of sugar into the water. Please note, you can always adjust the sweetness to what you want. You know, some people like it sweeter. I do not like my chapati sweet at all. This recipe is just perfect for me and my family. Next, you're going to tip the water slowly into your flour mixture, and you're going to use a spatula or a spoon to combine it, because you're dealing with hot water at this point. So after you've added enough water, you're going to go in with your hand and form your dough. And this is my dough now. It's nice and perfect. I came in with a little bit of oil just to rub over my dough so that it doesn't dry. I do not like my chapati very oily and greasy, so if you want more oil, please feel free to add more oil into yours. Next, I came in with a food wrap or a napkin. Just place something on it to trap the steam and allow it to rest for about 10 minutes. This is how much water I have left from my 1 cup of water, and that is the importance of going in slowly with your water. And after about 10 minutes, this is what my dough looks like. The gluten has developed, it's feeling softer. And what I did next was to dust my work surface with some flour. Not a lot of flour, because my dough is nice and firm and it's not sticking to anything. And I began to roll it like this. Thank you so much if you're still watching this video. You are amazing. Please do not forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think. This recipe was taught to me about 10 years ago by my dear friend Lillian, when my kids were still young, and my kids love chapati a lot, and I used to make it for them. But in like 5 years, I have not made chapati, and this is my first time. You know what? Because it's Christmas and we're always looking for new things and different things, so this recipe came straight out again. So shout out to you, Lillian. So after rolling out my dough, I was hoping and trying to achieve a rectangular shape, but I am terrible when it comes to shaping my doughs. If there's no cutter, I really usually struggle. Anyway, this is the best I came up with, and you're just going to cut them into strips. You know, use a table knife, use a kitchen knife, use a pizza cutter or whatever. Just cut it into strips like this, and you're going to roll out each strip. So each of the strip is going to be 1 chapati. And this is, I do not want my chapati big, so if you want your chapati bigger, you're going to make your strip maybe fatter than I did here, if that makes sense to you. So you're just going to roll, you know, all your strips until you have rolled each and every one of them. And make sure you cover your dough as you're rolling them, because it is going to dry out. You don't want dry chapati. You want to trap in all the moisture in our chapati. If you're wondering what I serve this chapati with, sometimes I serve with butter chicken, sometimes with chicken jalfrezi, or sometimes with dal. Either way, it is always a win. It's always a hit with my family. So after rolling out all the strips, I began to roll them out to cook. I am not waiting again to let the dough rest because this is quick and easy chapati. We're not doing all that waiting game. No, 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 no. Okay, you're going to try to roll out each of the small dough into a round shape, but if you want your square, you can roll it out in square. I tried as much as possible to achieve that round shape, and what you do to achieve that is to roll it from edge to edge. Don't just roll in one direction, just keep rolling from side to side. From each end you're trying to stretch it out like this, and this is what I actually am proud of myself. I was able to achieve the roundness, not perfectly, but it's okay. So what I did was to roll out all my doughs before starting to cook them. And see the way I made sure they lay down so that they don't stick to each other. Next, you're going to add a bit of oil into your pan. I am not frying it, so I do not want a lot of oil. So you're going to place your chapati in like I've done here, and you will know your chapati is cooking or has cooked or ready to flip once the texture changes like this. All the texture on that side changes, then you're going to flip it over. And I noticed that my heat was a bit too low here, so I turned it up, and see, my chapati is cooking beautifully. And look at that pop. Yeah, I am so happy because I haven't done this in years, and I'm so happy that it turned out nice. You're going to place it on the plate once you finish cooking it, and cover it with a napkin. Make sure you cover it with a napkin. That is going to still help your chapati to be nice and soft. So this is the process again. Once the texture of the dough changes, you are going to flip your dough. That means that side is cooked, and you're going to cook the other side as well. Make sure both sides are cooked thoroughly. Okay, if you have to flip them over again or flip it over again, so be it. So make sure you do that until you are finished cooking all your chapatis. And that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you really enjoyed watching this video as much as I have enjoyed making these chapatis. This recipe made me 11 chapatis, and by the time that I ate 2 or 3, honestly, I was full. So they're not that tiny, they're not that small. And this is, you know, the outcome: soft, fluffy chapatis that you can fold and twist and wrap without it breaking. Please remember to leave me your likes and comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.